Oh, hey. What's on my other side of my screen? Oh, how's it going, man?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing. You got a book there? You working on your studies here? What's
Taking
going on?
notes. Taking notes. What's the
Oh,
closest airport to Hershey, PA?
closest airport to Hershey, PA. I don't know.
Because I'm trying to book a flight from New Orleans to Hershey because, well, Steelers are 2-0, and the Super Bowl is on Sunday. As that's when Pete and C start. So I don't want to miss anything. I'm just trying
Yeah, I
to get
tell you.
where you're going.
Oh, you went out of left field on that one. I was not expecting that at all. Just throwing that out to you. Crazy. Yeah, because Fields is looking good, but man, when Russell and they want to give the guy they paid money to back on there, I'm sure they're going to be undefeated.
Hey,
But hey, we would take either one of them right now.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know how I haven't kept up with Tua. I hope he's going to be okay.
Last I heard, he is bouncing around and getting opinions from different doctors and things like that to make his decision whether he's going to hang him up or keep it going. And, I don't know. If all you've known is football, it's really tough. So not sure what's going on. But supposedly on NFL Countdown or Monday Night Countdown, Teddy Bruschi supposedly had a really good take on it because he had like a huge, he had like a spine issue or something happened major to him. I forget what it was.
Some kind of health issue.
Yeah. And, he talked about what it was like as him as a player going through all of that. But yeah, it's crazy, man. You got, football's in the air, but it's a familiar territory to not have a quarterback in the Miami Dolphins helm too much Dan Marino back in the day. And so we'll see. There's so many options out there. Who knows what they're going to do?
Well, that was something that was floated on national show that Pittsburgh would trade Russ to Miami, and that's not happening. I mean, the football really isn't in the air too much in Pittsburgh. We haven't gotten too many passing yards, but we're 2-0, so hopefully, hopefully.
I mean, gosh, the quarterback conversation. I've heard Tannehill, I've heard Zach Wilson. Please no, Russell Wilson's been thrown out there. What was of course, the Tom Brady controversy about him coming out of the booth since it wasn't a stellar first, appearance for him. And there was one I just heard today, and I was like, you know what? That one's got teeth. Gosh, that's gonna elude me. Because I guess they just benched from the Panthers. They just benched.
The draft pick
came from Bama. Yeah. Anyway, so they just benched Bryce Young, and it was like, maybe Bryce Young to Miami with McDaniels. I'm like, out of all the names I've heard, I like Tannehill. He's a great guy. I would have minded. He was one. And then I even had that thought about, what about Carson Wentz? He had his year. Yeah. You'd probably be able to get him on the cheap, and who knows whether they'd be able to resurrect his career. They just need somebody that's got good, just good location. They got the receivers. They got the backs. We just got to get a little bit. But anyway.
Crazy conspiracy theory. There's that commercial. A bunch of football players sitting around we could still play. Dan Marino's in that commercial. Was he really filming that commercial, or was it a clandestine tryout for Miami?
But in the end, you saw what happened. They all decided not to go back. So
he just needs bifocal contacts instead of wearing the bifocals on his nose.
His
shenanigans
going. His fancy gloves aren't going to work. His fancy gloves aren't going to work to help that. So, yeah, he's out. He's out. Yeah, I don't think he's still in the building, so I'm sure he's saying something, but no way. But anyway, crazy stuff, man. You got all that, and how's the weather's been unseasonably warm, and where you got a little cool down happening, and it's wild.
The pool's still open. In fact, we watched the first game from the pool. And the first half of the Pittsburgh game from the pool on Sunday. And I got out because it got a little breezy, and watch from the deck. But outdoor games, it's nice sitting on the deck watching high school football on Friday. Little brisket night, sit there with a sweatshirt, turn the heater on, and then college and pro ball the rest of the weekend outside.
Yeah. We closed down the pool. We definitely need the Friday football. If I'm not working a home game on the sidelines, working as the chain gang, for for Dallastown where I teach. If I'm not doing that, then I'm either catching the game where my daughters are at because we got some friends that are there, and I'll explain later, Gina. And and then catching it here and there on TV. But yeah, sitting out, having the fire a couple nights, like there's nothing like that on a good weekend night.
Yeah.
But like I said, it was great. Then it got warm. Now we're back into going to get cold again. So yeah, it's pretty good. We got a lot of stuff on the horizon, a lot of stuff to talk about, but I'm in a different location to be disclosed. So Dom's in his normal spot, on the road, and I think it's Tuesday night. What do you think?
I think it's time for the PACT pod.
All right, man, let's roll it. Welcome to the PACT pod, a show for educators by educators. PACT is a 100% volunteer-run organization that focuses on educational and technology uses in the classroom in Pennsylvania and
beyond.
My name is Eric Verno. I am the president of PACT, and with me today, as always, is my co-host,
Dom Salvucci. I'm the vice president of PACT.
All right, today we are on episode 63, Fall into Learning, and Fall for Learning. And, a lot of stuff to discuss. We got a lot of things rolling. I am actually on the road in close to State College. Got meetings tomorrow in regards to Pete and C and getting things going there. And, a lot of great stuff happening. So, so how's the start of the school year? How are things going for you, Dom?
Good. Kids are great. Getting into a groove of things, kind of easing into the procedures and stuff, getting them signed up for the different tools, getting them used to the process. And it was kind of funny because the other day, Friday the 13th, I didn't have the record player going. I've been playing some Jimmy Dorsey, I think, and his orchestra. And the kids are like, "Where's the music?" And I'm like, then all of a sudden the Friday the 13th music popped up in the background. And they go, "Oh, yeah." I threw them a curve. They were expecting, they didn't see the record player going. And then I had it on a back screen on YouTube, playing some music from there. So, but they're getting into that pattern. In fact, our open house is tomorrow night.
Wow.
So
okay.
We have homecoming coming up this week. Other districts are homecomings hitting early, so it doesn't feel like we've been in school that long, but we're hitting homecoming, and open house is usually September for us. And I know there's some other districts that have open house going on. Talking to some other teachers I know.
Yeah, it's funny,
teacher night myself, but
what's that? Say it again.
So I prefer the meet the teacher night before school starts. Come in like, hey, here's what we're doing, because nothing against the open house, but I don't have enough grades in, and parents are like, how they doing? I'm like, I can't really gauge right now because everything's we're doing baby steps. So here's my thoughts there, just on that aspect. We used to do it like the second week of school. We would have our back to school night, and parents would be there, and I always felt like it was better because I knew the kid. They'd come up and say, "Oh, my son Dom," blah, 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 and I knew who Dom was. But like now we have it 2 days before, during in-servicing, and I've got my class roster. We've had some conversations about some kids, and they come up and say, "Oh, my son Dom," da 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 da, and I'm like, and like you're trying to write notes, but like keep eye contact, like you have no idea, and they're like, "Oh, going to be this, that," like and then so to me, it's just tougher in that sense. It's good; it helps with alleviate some of the nervousness and things of that nature. But on the other side, like talking about their child, and I feel bad because you're not trying to be a jerk and not talk about their kid, but we're like, who is your son or daughter? So just trying to figure it all out. So, I don't know. Nobody's ever figured out the proper way to do it. But we did have my daughter's back to school, so went to all of her classes, knew a few of her teachers, and sat in, asked different questions. But this is our third and final child going through that building, and some of the regulars coming out of the room to say hi, and I'm I know we've talked about this before, Dom, but I'm relatively known for when parent-teacher conferences come up to sign up for every high school teacher, because there are nights where you high school teachers are very lonely. Elementary
elementary and some middle school teachers have no idea what that's like because we
Wow.
put on roller skates and we have 70 to 120 conferences, in that time span where, some of our counterparts have 3.
Yeah.
I mean, just nature of the beast. It is what it is, right?
Like I said, I'm at that age where, I have former students come, and then sometimes I don't even have their kids anymore, and they'll stop in to say hi, and their kids stand in the hallway like, I don't have Mr. Sal anymore. Why are we here? Like, I want to go home. It's like,
Yep, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Just saying hi.
Yeah. Well, we put falls for learning. We're in that time. Actually, I looked it up. So, like, fall is my favorite time of year. So, September 21st is the autumnal equinox. So, in between our pods, we will be clicking it over, and it will be transitioning over. I know walking my dog in the morning, and shout out to all of our dog walkers. I know that I've, a lot of neighbors, some leaves are down, things of that nature. That's one of the reasons why we're working on getting our pool covered, to keep all the leaves out this year, since we know the pump and everything else is all working now. So it'll be ready to crank out next year. But yeah, we're hitting that time of year where you're starting to see those beautiful colors all around,
Yeah. We have a lot of leaves down, and it's, in fact, my neighbor, Kevin's wife was thinking that she killed her lilac bush. Mine's not looking too good in the back. It's like close to theirs. And then I saw people posting on social media, like everyone's lilac bushes are having a hard time, but mine's blooming again. Last year it bloomed in the spring, and then again in the fall. It's blooming again now, but all the leaves are falling off. It's dry and hot. We're in a drought. And
nobody caught you with the shovel, finding the best lilac tree in the area and just taking it, replanting it. No, they didn't catch you yet. All right.
My green thumb is not as green as Gina's. Gina still has peppers, she said. She posts pictures of her gardens, but I have a pretty good green thumb. I'm more hands off, and they do pretty good.
Yeah, you got to paint it green so you know how to cut it. That's how I figure it. Yeah. So we got, the fall weather, autumnal equinox, all that. Speaking of football, this coming Friday is a home game for us. I won't be there because the Bloomsburg Fair happens, the largest state fair in the U.S. So we've got that rolling. I go Friday night they call it like local night or whatever, townie night. Mm-hmm. It used to be free night. Now it's like a couple bucks. But and then my 2 daughters and my wife are going to be staying in town because there's going to be, I forget who they're seeing. Swindell, I don't know, some country music singer. They're going to see the concert on Saturday. So I'll be sprinting back. And then that day we have a men's conference at the church or whatever that we're doing. So they're going to stay for a country concert. I'm going home to do our conference. And but busy time, man. Busy time.
Yeah. That's ours is homecoming at my school.
Yep.
College visit, open house on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then the 3-0. Well, Steelers will be by about 4:30. They'll be 3-0 on Sunday. So.
Yeah, notice there's no graphic. There's no graphic this week.
The march towards New Orleans is on.
I don't know, man. New Orleans played very well.
Yeah, they did.
They played very well. Yeah, it's interesting. Like a lot of people don't realize you're talking about, homecoming and this and that. A lot of people don't realize that it's the football schedule that sets all of that.
Yeah.
Because, the last home game of the season for a football team is senior night. And then they have like sometimes band and cheerleader recognition might be another night. But then homecoming is the third to last or second to last home game of the season. So I know, one year I was having a talk with some of my daughter's friends a couple years ago, and they had like an early September homecoming, and they were just like cranky, real cranky about it. And I said, listen, it's just the way the calendar falls for the football schedule, because that's really what it's based around. So, but that's interesting. I know ours is going to be late, I guess October. And my daughter's school, Central, where they go, they're doing pretty good, and Downtown's doing pretty good. And they're not official rivals, but the kids treat it as a rivalry. Wow. They play each other on homecoming. So my daughters like that game only because they get to walk across the football field with me when I get there, because I cut across the field to get to the visitor side and get the chains and meet with everybody. So, just the way that rolls. And, but it's always interesting when people don't understand, that's how things work. So Do you guys have like a theme and stuff that you guys are doing in the school for homecoming?
Yeah, we just have like the dress up days and stuff. Today was, yesterday was Adam Sandler. Today was Twin Day.
Okay.
Tomorrow's color. Every grade has a different color. Then I think we have country club versus country. And then crimson and gold, our colors, is Friday. Then I'm going to try and get to the game Friday, at least for a little bit, because we have to get up early and go for the college visit. But then the following week, where I teach, New Brighton is going to be playing where I live, Elwood City. For Elwood City, so I'm coming. I've already gotten are you going to the game? I'm like, yes. I'll probably wear like a tacky Hawaiian shirt that's really bright, because I'm not allowed to wear. My wife is from Elwood. I teach at New Brighton, so the deal is that we're in the same conference. So it's a conference game. You can't wear your colors to the away stadium. So I can't wear New Brighton colors. And I will be, and we sit on the home team side, so I'll be in neutral colors. I'll probably wear like a Hawaiian shirt if it's warm enough, or a hoodie if it's not. And just I have to watch my daughter gets annoyed with my Hawaiian shirt sometimes.
That's fine. The conflict of interest game.
Look for the brightest Hawaiian shirt on the home sideline and just wave, and the kids can see me across the field.
You'll know where you are. That's funny.
Yep.
And I know I need an image to pop up for the surprised face. Don wearing a Hawaiian shirt. Oh, really? I never saw you in one of those. And not just one. Like
very low key.
Yeah, very low key. You want to get one of those? Wear one of your cat shirts, your bright cat shirt. That'd be fun.
It's not. It's Friday. It's not. I should wear one Saturday to the college visit. I don't know how that would go with the family.
Oh man, that's good. I would pay to see that picture. But what was the outfit for Adam Sandler?
I didn't wear. What did I wear? I wore crimson and gold because we have the dress down day. I thought about doing a couple different ones. I'm like, it's the kids' day, so I'll just wear the crimson and gold. We're allowed to dress down for that. I tried getting the one football coach to dress up like the coach from the Water Boy, because he is a defensive coach. I'm like, you should wear that outfit, and he's like, he was tempted. I would have gone in the back end.
I would have gone back with old school Sandler, which is a funny story. My daughter, I picked her up from work or something. We're driving, and there was something mentioned on the radio about Adam Sandler or whatever. And she's like, like, I know he's in movies, but like, why is he famous? And I'm like, you don't know why Adam Sandler's famous? She's like, no. I said, so I did what any responsible parent should do is I pulled to the side of the road and pulled up YouTube on my phone. And I had to do a search for old school Sandler. So we watched the Lunch Lady song with Chris Farley doing the dances of the Lunch Lady. So him doing that, like, oh, Schlappe Joe, Schlappe Joe, and cranking it out. And then, but with that in mind, like one of the songs that popped up reminded me of the red sweater, because he was all about his red sweater. And then, because he actually came when I was a student at Bloomsburg University, pre-long beard, pre-grays in the beard. And he actually like did his songs. He didn't do a comedy set. He just sang off of his album, talking about the Hanukkah song and a Lunch Lady song. And I always think of whenever I have to do a cleanup at school, like I don't call our custodians. I just go to the closet. I get the mop in the bucket. And there was a custodian song where he's singing mop, mop, mop all day long. Mop, 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 as I sing this song. So hopefully I'm doing a good impression that we're going to get taken down for the music. But yes, so doing all the Adam Sandler, and that's my bucket, and like the kids picking on him. So you could have done some old school stuff. You could have broke out some things. I don't know.
I did have a parent meeting after school too, so I wanted to not get too over the top.
You roll into that, man. Own that. That's good
and
stuff.
This is the second child of that family, so they know me. So I probably could have gotten away with it.
I don't care if it's the first. Like, it is what it is. Like, you know what I mean? You get what you get. It is what it is. That's funny.
I already have some students that when they come in, they kind of look and like, okay, what's going on today?
What's he wearing today?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So how's your school year rolling?
Yeah, we got a good bit of kids, just different things going. Just you're building those connections. I'm starting to get in the flow of getting the rotations going and stuff. My one principal popped in today, and kids were transitioning, doing a little, a little talkative, but nothing bad. He just gave me like a little thumbs up, and walked out. Was just popping through, and you're trying to get into the flow of stuff. Of course, me being up here in State College doing work for Pete and C tomorrow throws them off a little bit, having a day without the teacher in. So we'll see, but there's kind of got different allergies to look out for. Fortunately, my donut hole deal, I'm already down 2. I owe for 2 scenarios. I didn't get a quiz back today. And prior to, I did the too much Italian talking. So I told him, I said, listen, tomorrow you can lose it or you can solidify it. But I had to email a couple of parents because of different things and different allergies. But what's fortunate is the place I do get the donuts is they're 100% peanut free. Even any of the peanut butter stuff they have is not peanuts. And I forget what they do, but yeah. So so just trying to figure that out. But I'm gonna be rolling in the donut holes here soon because I'm down 2. So I got to start paying up, or otherwise it's gonna be rough.
I owed 2 the one time, and they didn't. I didn't know it the second time, but
yeah.
I screwed up. I don't know if I told you this one or not. I don't know if I said it on the pod, but the one class I thought I went over Canva with them on how to do the download images from Google Advanced Image Search, upload, and we're making the dictator memes and such. And they're sitting there, and they weren't complaining. A couple kids were trying to work and group work, and I'm like, what's going on? And I looked, and they're like, he's like, I'm not sure how to do this. And I'm like, then it hit me last year when I did this. We had Canva all year. I'm starting off first thing with it. I'm like, here, stopped everything. Here's advanced Google image search. Here's how you want to download things. Pull it into Canva. We worked on it that way, and they didn't complain. So I was like, I owe them donut, and I found donut holes. And I wasn't even being cheesy of giving them a box of air because technically that's what the donut hole is nothing. I went and they're like, why'd we get this? I'm like, well, I said, the one in the class didn't catch the mistake. I said, you guys didn't catch the mistake, but you didn't complain. You worked hard and you tried to work through it. It was a major mistake on my part. I said, here, I owe you. And so I paid off twice already.
Yeah. It's a nice little program. Yeah. Not too shabby. All right. Well, hey man, let's I think we should need to get rolling here. Doing some talking about, we're going to be doing a little different this week. We got some guests lined up for the next couple of weeks. So all of our regular listeners got to put up with us again. Yes. And so we're going to do a little blend of tech news, but first we got to do a little PACT updates. What do you think?
Sounds good.
All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Checking out the Regional Directors Glide Show. All right, so in the month of September, we've already had the back to school. Were you at the Northwest event there, Dom?
I couldn't make it. That was just a little bit out of reach, and I believe that was a Thursday. I had tennis. My daughter had a tennis match. Gotcha.
Yeah, so coming up this week, we got the virtual event, 7 p.m., the Smithsonian Educator Resources, hosted by Professional Development. In person, we got the Lego and Libations on the 21st. And then the 23rd virtual event, back to school kickoff. I know Sue Allen and board are working on getting that lined up. So exciting stuff coming. And then just to give a little tease of October, we got Tech Tips, Sips, and Lego Bricks at Davenport. We got portfolios. Let's make them less spooky. Seen that advertised quite a bit. Looks like it's going to be a great event. And then, of course, the AI book study. And then Pumpkin PD, which was a great event last year.
Yeah.
So that's what we got there. Anything to add to that?
On the 18th of October, PACT will have a table set up at the Patella Conference in Cranberry Township, PA, which is just north of Pittsburgh. Northwest, Southwest, it's the state conference for the Council of English Teachers. So we'll have a table set up Friday and Saturday. Stop by if you're there. Come see us. I want to make that Northwest event. I'm in the book study, but the next Northwest event. It's on the edge of my driving range for a school night, but I think I could pull that off because they're offering a lot for members. It's worth the drive, I think. And if you're not a premium member, it's well worth upgrading to premium member, because if you take a look, click on that and see what they're giving away there, it's worth way
Is that
more.
the 21st?
No. I thought that was the. I thought that one was the. I thought it was a Thursday night.
Oh, the Smithsonian you're talking about?
No. Go October.
Oh yeah. Would help if I was in. See, you're just a month ahead, man. All right. The tech.
Yes, that one.
Tasty Steps.
So you get the Lego kits free for premium members. Non-premium members, it costs you $35. You get the premium membership. You get the Otis. You get the other Lego kit. And, since we are an educational nonprofit, you pay for your own drinks, but you get a lot for your.
Yeah. Bang for your buck. Good stuff. All right, good stuff. All right, so let's jump back here. Let's look over September here. We got our back to school meetups already passed. We got I talked about this by accident earlier. The collection connection, Smithsonian resources. Maureen Leary will be sharing a wealth of free content across disciplines. So that looks like an exciting event going on there.
Yeah.
Lego Libations in the Southeast. A little bit too far of a drive for Dom, but should be a good event. All right, and then back to school tips, PA with South Central PAECT. All right, it's got School AI, Magic School, Seesaw, Canva being discussed. Awesome stuff. And you never know, there might be some Google and Microsoft stuff popping in there just yet.
Yeah.
Our book studies rolling. So, and then, the tell we talked about that in October. So, a lot of exciting stuff, as always, happening in the realm of PAECT.
Yes. There's so much going on, and it's hard to do everything. I try and like the virtual. I try and at least pop in and check on it. Southwest and Northwest. I try and get to events if I can, because there's a lot to do, and the events are really good.
Yeah, no, and I mean they're killing it with all the different offerings there are, and even just this really, current stuff, good stuff, things that are there, truly appreciate it. So our regional directors are doing an amazing job.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think do you want to kick it off with tech notes here?
Sure.
All right. Let's
get myself organized here, and let's get rolling.
All right. Here we go.
Okay, I'm going to start with, it's kind of tech newsy, but that's okay. Because I'm allowed to make up words. So, TRETC, the Three Rivers Educational Technology Conference. It is not until Martin Luther King Jr. Day in January, but it's January 20th. It's going to be at Sewickley Academy, which is right off of I-79. So once again, Northwest, Southwest members, it's easy access off the highway. They are accepting proposals for presentations. They're accepting information on student presentations. So if you're interested in presenting KTIs, new KTIs, people in the area, it's a great way to start out and get your foot in the door for presentations. They're accepting that. Your students are doing good work. Reach out to them. Showcase your students' work. Proposals are going on for a while. The registration isn't open yet, but it is going on. Presentation workshop proposals are here. They have Innovation and Education Awards, student showcases going on. There's an esport competition. So if you go to pghtech.org/events/TRETC_2025, everything is there. That's for the audio listeners, the dog walkers. Go there, submit a proposal for presentations. If you know a teacher that's innovative, please reach out, or an administrator that's innovative, reach out through the Innovation Education Award. I'll click on that. They made the forms easier too, and it's not opening up for. Oh, there we go. I'm just running a little slow. Gives you all the details. The Innovation for Education Award. They gave it. It's easier to nominate people this year. Innovative educator, innovative leader, friend of education. 1 to 200 words. Introduce the nominee, their role, and a brief description. So it's very easy to nominate people. So check that out. That's going on for a while. So people and even we've had people from North Central and South Central come over because it's not that far a drive if you're on the border of the regions.
Yep.
So we have that. Now on to the tech notes. I'm going old school. I almost wore my old school green PAECT shirt today because I'm going old school. Izzit.org, IZZIT.org. They offer free resources for teachers. They offer free daily current events. They offer videos. They used to send. I have a number of.
Should you be showing a website right now or no?
Oh, I should be. Oh, I see what happened. I glitched. It should be the Izzit.org website, but it's not. So let me pull this down real quick. Remove, and I will come back.
All right.
To stop sharing. So you have to see me instead of the website for a second. So they were doing the school pictures today. And he's like, well, let me get this going. The gentleman taking the pictures, he said, I got to get some lights going. He says, I probably look better the darker it is. He didn't disagree with me. So, IZZIT.org. We get back to that screen here. I lost my mouse. What's going on? Here we go. It's free for educators. Different tools. I have DVDs and VHS tapes from them from back in the day. They would give you get one, you preview it, you answer some questions, you would get another. Now they're all online streaming. Izzit.org, standards aligned, English language arts, health, language arts, math, science, social studies, different videos and teachers' guides on professional development. They have current events. I was looking, I sent a link to my buddy, world countries, to do like a virtual field trip to different countries, gives you critical questions, online passports to fill out, the various civics courses, career readiness, 45-minute lessons. It's all free. So you go in.
I remember them from back in the day.
Yeah. It's still around. So that's the one tool. Take a look at it, IZZIT.org. If you can use it, place teachers, English language arts teachers. It gives you, the articles for current events. It gives you the questions. It gives you the videos. There's an online component you can use. But now in the age of, learning management systems, that might not be the best way to go, but you can use that if you want, or, adapt the questions on your own, but it has everything there built in for you. It's a time saver. It's old school, but it still has its use. Which takes me in the legacy videos. I remember showing a lot of these, economics, the invisible hand, the various videos delaying World War II, Bridge of No Return from North Korea, the power of the free press. These are all old school videos that they have now posted online. Student loans, so you have career, life skills, you have social studies, history, science. There's a lot there. So, and it's all free. So that's one. The next, another old school, and I almost forgot about this. I started using this again a little bit last year, but I haven't used it in a while. Merlot.org. So it has a cool name, but you don't have to be a wine drinker to appreciate this website. As you take a look, merlot.org. It's free. You can sign up, log in. I am on my other profile, so I'm not logged in. But there's over 100,000 resources, 200,000 registered members, academic discipline portals, academic support portals, You can go through all the different collections, add materials to it once you're a member. So it's just there's a bunch of resources here that are already built up. You could take and you can adapt for free for your classes. And I'm a big fan of not starting from scratch every time I need a wheel. Work with things. We can grab these things and adapt them. I know we've been doing a lot with AI, and I'm not dissing AI at all, but this is something that you can even grab this and throw this into an AI tool to adjust it to your kids. But it's pre-made, and they've been vetted. They've been around for a while, so the information's pretty good. And you could take this and adapt it so you're not starting from scratch. But there's a lot there with that. So they have the different animation, assessments, assignments, case studies. There's a lot there for you, and it goes from pre-K all the way up to professional development. And you can organize things. I mean, this has been around so long that it still is like BlackBerry is one of the mobile platforms. I remember when I was doing my my second master's on mobile learning before even iPod Touches came out, and it was like on mobile learning platforms and stuff. And it was like you couldn't find educational articles on it because I was finding blogs from England and people that were working in Africa with mobile technology because you didn't have handheld devices except for BlackBerries here in the United States. I mean, like I said, it's pre-iPod Touch. So
that's wild. Yeah.
These things have been around a long time. And this goes back to, I don't even know when it started, but I know way back in the way back it was around. So that's the second one. And I'm going to go for the trifecta of old school because I've been put in my place a few times and ashamed because I've come up with like one or maybe two short segments, and then all of a sudden, Mr. Microsoft lays the smack down. Read, think, write.
Or rewrite, think. Sure.
Read, write, think. Oh, come on. I'm freezing up. There we go.
The Apple hamster is busy.
I know. Well, you know why? Because they just put out a new iOS. So they're running overtime tonight. People are upgrading.
That's true.
So you have, resources, primary sources, book lists, author information, poetry, writing, assessment. I'm social studies history, but I do a lot. Like I love going to Pictella. I love going to the events for the Western Pennsylvania Council of Teachers of English because writing's a critical key. As a history teacher, I don't have a state test. I do have to, since I'm the end of 3 years of U.S. history, I do a civics test because state requires a civics assessment at the end of the year, but it's not a heavy duty test. It's not like the Keystones or the PSSA, or as the cool kids say, PSAS. But, the writing helps them out because in the math, in the English, in the bio, you have to be able to write. And it even says there, it doesn't matter what you write, you have to answer the question. So getting that writing into the curriculum, getting the kids to be able to focus and answer the questions appropriately and answer what's being asked of them, that's important. So no matter what you teach, you can use these resources across the curriculum.
Yeah.
And the readwritethink.org, as I said it wrong the first time, I apologize, but it was a typo on my part. If I was going to see you guys, I'm not even going to offer the donut holes or donuts. That's too many. that would break the bank. I wouldn't be able to retire anytime soon. Yeah, it's put out by NCTE. It's there. You can use these resources. So they're old school in a way, but they're useful. Yeah. And not everything has to be, new and shiny. Some of the old stuff's still just as shiny and just as useful.
Yeah. Yeah, man. A couple things I think powerful when you say the word vet it. It's tried and true. People have used it, utilized it. It's been adjusted, so that's huge. Some stuff you're getting with the AI isn't necessarily vetted. So
yeah.
But you hope that it's got sources and links like that. Like
yeah.
I know Autopilot or Copilot does, and some others don't. We talked about the whole Khan Academy snafu at ISTE. But yeah, So that's good stuff, man.
Yeah, and even with the AI, I mean, you have to vet it. You do the same with this. It's been vetted, but still, does it fit my class? Does it work? Do I want to tinker with? And that's one thing when I work with my kids with the AI, I pull it up and I'll make a copy after I vet it. Like, here's what it gave me. Take a look. We did I pulled one up on Chiang Kai-shek, just had a little review, and I went over it with it. I pulled all 15 slides in. I'm like, that does not look. He looks more like Stalin than he does Chiang Kai-shek. The image. Then we went through. I'm like, okay, here's what this is giving me. We went through. We fact checked that was like the little assignment for the day, and then it gave us like different things. Do you want like all this information? Do you want the more concise, the shorter statements? And the kids went through and picked and choose. Like, okay, yeah, this makes this word work better for us, and you have to do that. So no matter what you use, you have to take a look at it before you roll it out to the kids, or you make it an assignment and let the kids go through with you, and they see how you have to process this information.
Yeah, it's an important lesson. Very good. All right, man. Good stuff. All right. So my cheat is I'm less tech notes and I'm more tech news. So here we go. Ooh, I don't know if that's going to come over live, but man, that was loud in my ears. All right.
It was loud.
All right, here we go. So more like the tech news, but this is just rolling in my inbox today. An update in regards to, and I know we did cover it on the pod, about Infinity and being bought out by Canva. So we got, just more information as an admin user of your Canva account. And this is just my education account. Want to inform you that Affinity's professional development software is now available for free download. So if you're using Affinity Photo, Affinity Designer, or Affinity Publisher, they're all the version 2s. They are now accessible. Again, it says whether it's Mac OS, Windows, or iPad OS. So all available for free for download. And then it gives you information. So if you have a Canva email account, you should have gotten this in your email inbox today, giving you information in regards to how to link up, how to do the different things. Follow the prompts to access Affinity. But they're working on joining everything together. So thought that was pretty good news. And then here was the article back that we discussed. This was back in March that they talked about their purchase and things of that nature. So if you need to check that out, we'll put those in the show notes. So that's tech news item number 1. Tech news item. Yeah, it is. Love using Canva, and Affinity's only going to make it even better.
Yeah.
All right, number 2. I saw this utilizing Google Classroom in our school district as we do. There was a header on top of the pages today saying, "Hey, there's a free 2-hour generative AI for educators course." Now, this was published in April, but they're really pushing it now for teachers to check out and to be able to learn more about Gemini and how it's pulling in all the different things and how you can start. So, this is kind of like the old school. It's the skill shop or the LMS that Google uses in the back end for training. So there's a lot of good things here. They got a pre-survey for you to do, an introduction to walk through, and then learning about the different AI tools. And then they're also going to talk about how it links into Google Classroom. If you're using Gmail or Docs or Sheets, Slides, if you're using any of the different software, how it's going to play a part. So I just thought that was a cool tip that maybe you didn't notice it, for the longest time Classroom's been having, because it's anniversary, 10 years old, I think it is. So they have balloons kind of popping up, but this just showed up today. So
no, that's good. That's good news. And I've talked in the past also about some of the other things. Was like towards the end of summer, talked about how a lot of the different tools that we use have the AI certification, and it's not grad courses, but it's a tool we use as teachers. Here's how you can influence or up it with AI. It's worth taking the courses. I mean, it's a half hour or so at a pop. That's 2 hours. Get information from the pros to see how you can make it better, how it can make your life better, and make your learning better for your students. So it's well worth the effort to get into it.
Yep. Yeah, and then the final tech news note is this week, last week, midway through last week, the individuals, all the people across the U.S. and the world, because it's international now, the Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert Program. It is a self-nomination. You got to fill out some different things and submit some different criteria, kind of like the artifacts. And they comb through all the materials. I know last year there was a huge, not a problem, but they kind of hit a bump in the road because they realized so much AI was being used to create your materials. So they took extra time to figure it all out. This year they kind of, I guess, went into it with that knowledge. So the MIE experts have been picked. So if you did put in, check your email, whatever you set up for that. The MIE fellows that they have been selected. But the interesting thing is there was like a form that you can click. And of course, Microsoft Teams is their back end. That'll add you to the MIE teams. And that went down. So anyway, so that's been, we're still not in there to be able to talk to each other. We're just some of the back channels that were created before. So if you're a Microsoft district and somebody put in for it, just let them know, hey, this might be live. You might be a winner, chicken dinner. And it's true honor for me to be again. I forget exactly how many years. I think since 2016, I've been an MIE expert. So
congratulations
about the trainings. So it's a good time. And then I'm doing the different trainings and stuff that come with it that you're able to do. And so it's always exciting. So
if you are chosen for that program, or you have questions about that program, please reach out to us at pod@paect.org or Eric or myself at our PAECT emails, and we'll get back to you.
Yeah. And I think we need to pull in a lot of we need to make sure to pull in a lot of the people from the MIE because, we got to have a lot of Microsoft here to combat all of the Etch-a-Sketch comments and all the different things that happen from Dom. So we might have to have a gang up show. We'll figure it out. So
the Apple snob in me, if I was such a person, would say it would take a lot of Microsoft to combat the MacBook Pro. But I'm not that way. It's something Microsoft may want to sponsor this, so I am not going to diss Microsoft.
You are correct, sir. That's good stuff.
I didn't even make fun of the football teams I don't like because you never know if we had a sponsor.
You never know.
We could be talking about your football team here on this podcast.
That's right. And if they become a sponsor, they get virtual M&Ms, man. Hey, there you go. Hit them up. For sure. All right, man. Well, listen, a lot of stuff discussed, a lot of stuff talked about. September's flying. It's good, it's bad. We got a full moon coming up tomorrow, and I never believed in full moon, so I started teaching. So I won't be in my classroom. Best of luck to my sub. And to all you guys in there. Hopefully it's a good Wednesday for you. And rocking and rolling in PA. And truly just appreciate all those who are listening, walking their dogs, listening to us later, and doing what you do for kids. All right, Don, what do you got?
And a shameless plug to bump up our viewership. For my students, if you're listening to this, when you listen to this, the bonus phrase of the week, the side quest phrase of the week is virtual M&Ms.
There you go.
First person
like
for each class gets the points and the prize. Virtual M&Ms.
Love it. All right, man. Well, listen, as always, this was a great PAECT pod. Truly appreciate hanging out with you, Dom, and being able to share and different people we've had listening. It's always good to have some people listening live. I know next month we got our pods. We got KTI chat's going to be rolling, and Brendan Powell, who popped in earlier, he's going to be one of the hosts, I believe. And so we got a busy October coming up.
Yeah. Guests will be announced on the next pod. We'll go over who's coming in. We have, Eric said, a bunch of good guests. So Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for participating. Some of you listen live. Some of you listen and watch after the fact. Appreciate you guys.
Yep. So, hey, and as always, remember, PAECT, we are
the voice of EdTech in Pennsylvania
and
beyond.
All right, let's thank our sponsors.
PAECT would like to say thank you to all of our sponsors.
Venture sponsor, EduSpire, corporate council member, ClassLink, ClearTouch.
Thank you to our gold sponsors,
Howard Technology Solutions, and Teachers First.
Thank you to our event sponsors, DRC Data Recognition Corporation and Edmentum. We at PAECT truly appreciate your support. Thank you once again.